Okay, so I'm literally in a rush right now, but this is your time. You can be what you never had. I don't know who needs to be reminded of that, but you can be what you never had. Literally, like literally, some of you didn't have a mother that you knew. Some of you didn't have a father that you knew. Some of you had a mother and a father, but they weren't who you wanted them to be. And you can be that. You can be that for someone else. One of the main things that keep me going on this channel throughout all of its evolutions and re-evolutions and changes and ups and downs and so many other things. The one thing that I've always wanted to be is I've always wanted to be the person that I never had. It's why I get so passionate, especially when it comes to travel and living the life that you want to and giving back and helping other people. The reason I'm so passionate about that is because it's like I didn't have me. If someone would have told me this, that I could help people, I could change the world. If someone would have told me that, someone just being me, like being me was enough that I could help impact just one other person's life. I didn't know that. And it's a reminder to you that you can be who you didn't have. The person that you wish you had that would have saved you all the pain, all the struggle, you can be that for someone else. And like, how great would that feel? How great would it feel for you to realize that you could save someone else the pain that you went through? How much better would that make you feel about what you went through? It's yeah, it's something that's really deep on my mind, and it's something that pushes me and pulls me. Actually, it doesn't push me; it pulls me. Push wears you out. Pull, you can be pulled all day, even after you passed out. You can still be pulled, and it's for this reason that I think it's so important that you guys realize that. And by the way, totally forgot to say, I waited till the 24-minute mark of yesterday's session to let you all know. And some of you still signed up, so I'm still great. I'm so grateful for you. Um, And this Friday, tomorrow, as of releasing this video at 7 p.m. But when you click on the link, you just sign up. Basically, you sign up and I send you an invitation. It changes the time for you, so you know what time we're going to meet tomorrow. Depending on where you are in the world. For us here, it's going to be 7 p.m. And that's going to be tomorrow, and it's going to be getting clarity on what's next. I realize so many people have been struggling about what's next and trying to figure out what to do next, and they're just kind of in that purgatory. They're in that middle state of not knowing what to do. We're going to dive into it, give you guys some formulas, some tactics that you can use that's going to really give you clarity by the end of the call. So I'll link that below. And also today, I explained that even better. I filmed a video 26 minutes long, used a wireless mic. Mic died at the 1 minute and 46-second mark. And usually I always use something wired so it doesn't happen. And I realized that happened so that this would happen. So that this video will be the video that you get, reminding you that 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 you can be what you never had. If some of you realize the impact that you could have, let me just check the mic, make sure we're good. Yeah. I think if some of you realize the impact that you could have in people's lives, like the real impact, like I'm talking about like like people writing you saying that they were going to leave this earth, they didn't want to be here anymore, but because of something you said, because of something that they saw from you, it changed them. And the one thing that I run into people, especially older people, usually over 35, they're like, I'm hanging out with a lot of people and I'm seeing people in real life, and so that's cool for me. But wouldn't it feel great to be able to share yourself, share your struggle, share your journey, share the lessons you've got from all that into the online space, and then just wake up in the morning and all of a sudden you have emails from people you don't know who are thanking you for just being you, for sharing your story? Because you can be that. You can be the mentor for the young girl, for the young man that you didn't have. Like, I wish I had someone like me who I could see traveling, who they just do what they do. They live their life. They're excited. They're happy. They treat people right. Like, I wish I had that, and I wish I could see it happening. You know, I say it's great. It's great to. It would be great to follow some of my heroes and watch. It's great watching their movies and all this kind of stuff and their documentaries. But it would have been so beneficial if I could just follow them around for one day. Like if I could follow Dwayne Johnson around for one day, like the just what he got from like what did you do that for? Like that would be so like influential. And I just wanted to remind you that instead of kind of because as we get older, we kind of nitpick about our parents, like they should have did this if they only told me that. And then I think we get to a phase where you just understand that they were just trying to figure it out just as well. you know I think it was something along the lines of the firstborn grows up with their parents and the last is raised by their parents. I read that somewhere, and it made me think when we realize that they're just humans and they're just trying to figure it out. Everyone, no matter how successful you think they are, we're all trying to figure it out. Me too, I'm trying to figure it out. And I think when we realize that, then we understand that as we start to figure out, well, if they would have done this, it would have been better. Every single thing that you said that they could have done different to enhance your life and make it better, that you can literally do that and be that for someone else who's in the same position that you were, and they just needed that. They just needed that. And that's all I wanted to say today. I want to keep it short. Oh man, it was a great session today for 26 minutes and 42 seconds or something like that, 37 seconds, and the whole thing got erased. And sound didn't come out. My brain was so like, oh my goodness, hard. Like, and basically the topic that I talked about, we're going to talk about it probably tomorrow or another day. It was just like, oh my gosh, like this is it. This is exactly what I'm talking about right now. Here's a perfect real life example. But I think today was supposed to be for someone to remind you to be the person that you wish you would have had, to be the father that you wish you would have had, to be the mother that you wish you would have had. And that doesn't mean that there was anything wrong with what you had. But always in retrospect, we can look at ways that we could have improved that. We could improve the quality of that. I wish I talked more. I wish I called more. I wish they did this more. And whatever that is, that you can become that person. Because that's why you can be who you never had, because you can be who you've never been. And that can change at any moment in time. That can change in a heartbeat. And it doesn't take a lot. Some people just go through enough pain that they're just like, let's do it. Others, it just takes some time and they get it done. Everyone has their own story. It could go on and on. But to realize, to make a conscious decision to do it. I call him my like internet father, but Jordan Peterson, I'm always like, he says like our life has meaning in like accordance to the responsibilities that we willingly take on. Like, and I've realized that fulfillment for me that I felt, at least in my life, has been from responsibilities that I chose to take on. Not that they were forced onto me. No one forced me to make a YouTube channel. I don't make enough money on YouTube itself from the ads to say that it's worth my time. you know, I was thinking about it today because it's coming up. A lot of universities are starting in Poland, and I'm scheduled to speak in Poland at these universities. One in particular, I love speaking at every year. And I was just thinking, that opportunity came from YouTube, but I'm like, would I get paid to speak for just like a 2-day event thing that I'm speaking at? I make more there than I do the whole year filming videos, which take hours to edit. So it doesn't make sense from a financial standpoint. It doesn't make sense from a time standpoint, because how you measure something really determines the outcome and how you feel about the outcome. If you guys measure me by how many bus seats and plane seats and taxis and cars that I can fit in, I'm pretty useless. I need the exit row, or I need business or first class. Those are the only seats that I'm really fitting in. Maybe aisle seats. Shout out to Vueling, thank you. And Wizz Air, rest in peace, Wizz Air. But I create it based off of the measurement that uses the impact that it can have. Even the measurement that it does have, I don't even look at it from that standpoint. It's more from what the impact that it can have. If someone stumbles on this, the impact that it can have well after I'm gone. Well after maybe I'm gone from YouTube, not even this earth. And I think when you can look at things from that standpoint and you start to measure things just different. We talked about that earlier in the video that didn't come out. When we can change like how we measure, like not only what we measure, but how we measure it, I really think that changes a whole lot. And that can be the big difference between you feeling great about what you're doing and feeling horrible about it. And at the same time, I wish that more people could be who they didn't have. They could be more than they, oh, people. Oh. I'm wishing people could be more than more than more than they are, so they can be what they've never been, so that they can be who they've never had. And the more I look at that and the more I think about that, the world would just be a little bit better place if we all could do that. So with that being said, short episode. I actually have to run, but I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you all, and yeah, you can be that person. Think about that. How great! How you can be that person. Like you can be the one that you didn't have, and how beautiful would that be to help people? I wish more people could see it, but I know in time that that will be the case. So with that being said, I appreciate you all. I thank you for your support, and I will speak to you all tomorrow or in the next video. Some of you guys, remember, you can sign up in the description below. There's a link so you can join us tomorrow. We're getting clarity on what's next. A lot of you guys are at crossroads and decisions that you make and how you measure those decisions and the factors you take into consideration just going into making the decision are going to make the biggest difference for you. And I'd love to help guide you, and you can join us all in figuring it out together. So with that being said, I'll speak to you all later. Take care.